Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. We are once again drafting murders at Karlov Manor Premier Draft, and we're kind of at that point in the format where we're here having a little bit of fun. For those of you that saw yesterday's draft, it wasn't necessarily min-max for our win percentage, but boy did we have some fun, and we kind of already peaked in the format. That being said, I'm not going to turn down a Pack 1 Pick 1 Aurelius Vindicator. I mean, I don't see how you could ever pass this card, even if you're trying to go for the more fun niche archetypes and stuff in the format. This card is absolutely stupid, and a couple days ago we trophied with it into top 600 Mythic. So here we are, taking Aurelius Vindicator Pack 1 Pick 1 and not looking back from there. Now, unfortunately, Pack 2 doesn't really follow it up as well as Pack 1 did. There is Ansrag the Quake Mole. However, I've had this card, and it's good, don't get me wrong. A 4 mana 8/4 with only upside abilities is a fine card. I just don't think it's a bomb or anything. I think it's a B or a B plus or so. Vindicator is an A plus, and it will be making our deck basically no matter what. So what do we follow it up with? Well, Fey Flight is a good way to protect the Vindicator. It does give hexproof. Person of interest for red-white. Tunnel Tipster can ramp into the Vindicator. Also synergizes with it coming in tapped. Or not tapped. Flipped upside down. This is really tough. I think I'm going to take the Tipster here. I've reasonably liked green-white as an archetype. Not that we're locked into it at all by doing this, but the rest of the cards were just kind of like, I want to go into blue-white, I want to go into green-white. The only other card was the only other card for us would have been the +2/+2 Vigilance card there, and I don't think that is where we wanted to be. So I think the best card in this pack by a lot is Leering Onlooker. It's not outstanding. I think it's good, but everything else here is, I would argue, not good. Auspicious Arrival is a card I really haven't put into a lot of decks, but is fine to go in it. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't play this. But I think Leering Onlooker has a lot of upside here. There you go. Due Diligence was the card I was thinking of. And I think now we're looking at a second Tunnel Tipster here. White is already looking a little bit cut, but we're going to be playing white. It's just how many white cards do we have? So we have to find the second color that's open. And right now I think a second Tunnel Tipster looks like a good way to do that. Lots of Due Diligences. In fact, they're like the only white cards in these packs. No green except Rakish Scoundrel, and no white except for Due Diligence. I don't like, honestly, this whole pack is not great. I'm wondering if I take Case of the Shattered Pact, and maybe we try to splash the Vindicator's Disguise ability in a green-blue deck or something, and maybe this is a way we could do that. I don't see anything here leading me in any sort of direction, so I'm just going to take the Case and honestly not be super thrilled with it. Only white card is Tracker. There is a Maverick, and They Went This Way. This does splash for the Vindicator, or fix for it if we're not necessarily splashing it. I think Maverick is good. Again, if you've watched yesterday's video, you know how good this card can be in a synergistic deck. But I don't think it's what I'm going to take here. And Griffnaut Tracker's just whatever. All of these other cards, Granite Witness could be fine. Mistway Spy I think is a little slow. I'm going to go ahead and take the They Went This Way. And now we've got some good green options here with Aftermath Analyst and Loxodon Eavesdropper. I don't think, when you have a card as powerful as Vindicator, unless you're playing some Graveyard Recursion, I don't think Mandated Mill is what you want to be going for. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Eavesdropper here. I think the card is just good. I think other people and other content creators are higher on Aftermath Analysts than me. I think I have all the packs right here. They're higher on that card than I am. I just don't think it's super great. Now, there is an assembled of players that came all the way around from pick 1. Maybe I take it here. I mean, it works well with the Vindicator's Disguised. It works well with Double Tipster here. There is a make your move. I'm not missing out on a whole lot by taking it, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it here. Best card in this pack on the wheel by a lot is Out Cold. So I'm just going to take that. I don't care about a Phantom, and maybe blue-green ends up... Look, yeah, see, the Fae Flight came back too. Maybe blue-green ends up being just the most open deck for our seat here. And we just figure out a way to splash the Vindicator. Which one is this one? Case of the Ransacked Lab. No thank you. There is Galvanized. There's Buried in the Garden, which is great. And honestly, probably what I'm taking here. We're not locked into blue-green or green-white. But I think Buried in the Garden goes a long way. Also splashable if we do end up blue-green. Hedge Maze could be pickable here, but I think it's a relatively easy Buried in the Garden for me. All right, Nervous Gardener looks good here. Audience with Tristani. No thanks. It's just a card I don't feel like trying to make work. We'll take the Nervous Gardener. And again, blue-green is still on the table because now we have a Nervous Gardener and a They Went This Way and a Case of the Shattered Pact to help us potentially splash Vindicator and Buried if we don't go green-white specifically. So we'll take the Gardener here. And our curve is looking strange. Double Tipster is nice. So yeah, I haven't played a lot of green-white on the channel. I do think it would be interesting if we're able to find our way into it, but we do see Alquist Proft. 3-mana 3/3 Vigilance with a clue. And then you can cast Sphinx's Revelation, basically. As long as you have a clue and you tap this. Yeah, I think that's going to be worth splashing in either green-white or blue-green. Pretty easy decision there. There's a lot of power in this format. So we'll take Alquist Proft. And then follow it up with not a lot of great options. There's a Combat Trick. There's a 2-drop. Reckless Detective is great, but we're just not red. Murder is fine, but we're also not really black. We're looking at the Bant colors here, I think. Guess I'll just take the 2-drop. I don't like a Vicious Interrogation. I don't even think it's great, even in specifically blue-white. No white cards. So I think white is just completely off the table this draft, and we're just splashing Vindicator and Alquist Prof and Buried in the Garden. So we'll take the Escape Tunnel to do that, and I think I'm more than likely going blue-green here. There's some white cards, but they're not great. Make Your Move is fine. I guess I have to take the Crocodile, and ooh, that is a late shock. But I don't think shock is worth splashing necessarily, so I'll take the Cold Case Cracker. Gotta watch out for my 4-drops a little bit. I think this is the worst of the 4-drops that we do have. Niv Mizzet. And Reenact the Crime, as well as a Mistveil Plains. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and rare draft here. I'm not playing any of these cards. Hellion, this came back, so did Outfitter, Mask Maker. I'll just take the Hellion as a disguised creature that could flip up. Not playing anything here. I'll just go ahead and rare draft. Maybe we play Audience. I don't know. We'll have to figure out. Gnaw to the Bone is a card that has beaten me at least once in this format. I'll just cut green, I guess. We could have taken that 6-mana 4/3 flyer, the Forensic whatever it's called thing, because we've seen so many Thinking Caps and Magnifying Glasses. All right, Deadly Cover-Up. Double black, though. Don't think we're playing Assemble the Players in this deck. Now there's a Topiary Panther to help splash our white. There's an Evidence Examiner, but I just don't know if that's the kind of blue-green deck that we're playing here. I think we're playing the late game just drop our bombs blue-green deck, and I think Topiary Panther is good in that kind of deck. It just fixes as well. We've got at least 3 white cards we want to play with Buried, Vindicator, and Alquist Proft here. We want to make sure we get enough fixing for all that. Ooh, Lush Portico. There's a lot of good cards here. But a green-white land is great. There's also another Panther, Ambushers, whatever. Maverick is fine. Private Eye's great in blue-white. Mentor the Meek is a great white card, but we're going to go ahead and take the green-white fixing land here. Blue is already relatively cut, but Case of the Locked Hothouse is a card I've played with a couple of times now. It's only been good for me once, and by once I mean one game, not even one draft. I'm not going to take Slime Against Humanity. I don't really need another Crocodile. I don't think we're a Hustle and Bustle deck. And I don't need Audience. I guess I'll take the Case, and maybe I play it, maybe I don't. We'll have to see. Okay, Unauthorized Exit. What's our curve looking like? It's not bad. We do have a hard-hitting Question here, I think is a good removal spell. We don't have a ton of interaction. I think hard-hitting Question is fine. Hedge Whisper could be interesting. Crowd Control Warden could be interesting. Although we only have 11 creatures, so maybe not. I think I'll take the Question. Case of the Gateway Express is a great card, but much more of an aggressive card here. I do think of myself as base blue-green here. I think Surveillance Monitor is just a good card. Probably better than Public Thoroughfare, Greenbelt Radical, which is much more of an aggressive green card. Fanatical Strength, also an aggressive green card. So I'll take the Surveillance Monitor. We're not looking to splash black. How many Audience with Tristanis could we possibly have? The answer is not this many. So let's take Investigators. Don't know if I'll play it. We'll see. Ooh, now there's all of the good cards. I love Flourishing Bloomkin. I also love Repulsive Mutation. These are both great cards here. And I love Out Cold. Honestly, I'd play all 3 of these. I think I'm going to take the Bloomkin. It synergizes with Double Tipster. We also have a green land that we can get with it. That's a really tough pick. I would have loved to just take all 3 of those cards and end my draft there, but can't always be lucky, unfortunately. And we're going to go ahead and finish this draft out here. It's a late Private Eye. White was so cut. Alright, Hedge Whisperer came back. I think we could actually play that. Alright, got a couple cards to cut. And I'll see you after deck building here. Okay, so here's where I ended up after deck building here. Got the Vindicator, Alquist Proft. I also brought in Airtight Alibi as another hexproof trick here. Double protection for our two bombs here. I've got 6 4-drops, which I'm not thrilled about, as well as a Case of the Locked Hothouse, which I still have no idea about this card. I still just don't know. Double Tipster, Panther, Investigators. Got some filler here for sure. Investigators, Cease and Desist isn't like optimized in this deck. Rubber Belt Maverick isn't great. But, I mean, and Crocodile is a card I don't like a ton, but I think there's a lot of power in here, and I think there's a good bit of ramp. They went this way, Tunnel Tipster, and I think it's definitely got the ability to have some very powerful and successful draws here. So it's going to be interesting, but I will see you in game number 1. Alright, here we are in game number 1 with a fine enough hand, I suppose. I guess, how do we want to sequence this with Hedge Whisperer and Cease and Desist here? I guess I'll play Whisperer on 1 just to get it down. So As we get into game one here, if you are enjoying the content here on the channel, the 7 days a week content that we've got going on here, if you would consider subscribing to the channel, it does help the analytics out a lot. Also, if you longtime watchers, if you have any friends you think would enjoy the channel as well, feel free to share it with them as well. Just very much appreciated for showing a little bit of love back to content creators that you enjoy watching. I know I also support many other content creators myself, and just giving back to content creators, even in the form of a subscription, is absolutely all that's needed to help these channels grow and be able to produce higher quality and more content for you all. So thanks for your consideration on all of that. I'm going to go ahead and play the tap land, and hello, can't get rid of you. So, happy to trade Whisper for a combat trick here. And a disguised creature. I think I'm just going to play this disguised and pass it back, and then plan to trade off disguises, I guess. Is this a gadget technician? That's exactly what it is. So you get a 1/1 flyer. Ooh. Gleaming Gear Drake, that's a good one. So something I think I would like to do here is cast Vindicator Disguised while holding up Airtight Alibi backup. So like 6 mana. It's going to be difficult to flip this face up while also holding up backup. Ooh, yeah, we're just going to die to a bunch of flyers, unfortunately, is what it looks like here. If we play Cold Case Cracker, it's not the most mana efficient thing to do. Oh, is this an artifact? Oh, that is too. Oh. So casting this for 6 could actually blow them out quite a bit here. It gets rid of 4 of their permanents. So let's do this then. So let's play this disguised and then plan on casting this after we sack our clue here this turn. Now, we do have to hit a land drop. But, I mean, you know, what can you do? Alright, take a lot of damage. Now, if we miss a land drop, we have to take at least 5. Oh, geez, another artifact. Come on, let's go. Let's get the blowout here. This is going to be insane. Give me a land here. Land. All right. We did it. That is unbelievable. I'm not sure I've ever seen Cease and Desist be that good before. It killed 1, 2, 3 creatures, a Thopter, and a Clue. So, yeah, not too bad. Forensic Gadgeteer. Okay. So, Aurelia's Vindicator can flip up. And it can get rid of both of these for 6 mana. And we just have to hope that they don't have removal, obviously. Can't target that one. Alright, so let's turn that up for x equals 2. Oh, you can do cards in graveyards, too. Oh, so you could do it for 3, and then... So I get rid of this, and then this. And then if it dies, I get the Crocodile back to my hand. Which is nice little value. Now, if they don't have removal this turn, we have a hexproof trick next turn, which is going to go a long way in winning this game. Plus, this has ward 2. Yep, that should do it, I would think. Yeah. Wow. What a card. Aurelius Vindicator, am I right? Alright, we're up first here, and boy is this hand slow. I hate mulliganing so much. I've done an entire video on the math of mulligans here on the channel, and when I mulligan, my win percentage goes down like over 15% just because of the mulligan. And obviously it's a risk to keeping this hand while playing against, you know, red-white aggro or something, but being on the play does help. If I was on the draw, I very well might have just mulligan that hand there. But because we're on the play, I think it's fine to keep. What do they have for 1 black? Slice from Shadows, I guess. Or Toxin Analysis. One of those two. I do think they're just going to slice down the Crocodile and attack here. They could just attack first. I'm not going to block. And let's see if they just play a Disguise or if they play Slice from Shadows. I do think that's what they have. If they kill it, I'll probably play Surveillance Monitor next turn and collect evidence it away. Looks like that is what it is. Something else I can do now is play Hellion and kill their Fester Leech, but I don't know how much I care necessarily about doing that. I'd rather just play Monitor here. And then if we draw a land next turn, we can play Eavesdropper and kill it if we want. Alright, they found their mountains, so we both have our mana situation underneath us. Take 1. Take 3. Got rid of a shock and a land. And passing it back. Alright. I've Galvanize on Monitor here. Nope, Demand Answers getting rid of a combat trick. Kill the Monitor, that's okay. I mean, we didn't have any other ways to collect evidence here. And then I guess we exile... Fey Flight is the worst card in our hand. Should have attacked first there. They would have gotten a free point of damage in. I don't necessarily feel the need to hard-hitting question anything at this moment, so I'm just going to get in for 5 and then play a Hellion here. That's fine too. Next turn we can Cracker and hard-hitting question something. We can out cold and hard-hitting question if we really... well... Unfortunately for us, we can't get rid of that this turn. Well, I guess we could, if we attacked with Eavesdropper, and then we traded Eavesdropper and hard-hitting question for Judith, I think that might be worth it. Because of how good that card is. I don't think they block Eavesdropper here. Yeah, I didn't think they do. So do we just flip this up? I don't think we flip this up. I think I'm just going to play a Cold Case Cracker and try to outrace this in the air. Although this is 6 damage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They go to 5. No, let's just do this. Play this. And then end the turn, I guess. And hope they don't have too many instants and sorceries this turn. If we draw land and they're tapped out, we can flip this thing up and then hard-hitting question away the Judith with our 6/7. But I'm not going to do that into open mana. Down goes Eavesdropper. And a disguised creature. They are tapped out here now. And we missed the land. I don't want to have to flip this up. If I attack with it and they block, I pretty much have to flip it up here. Only 3 cards in hand over there. We have 3 removal spells in hand now, kind of. But they could dump, you know, 2 creatures on the battlefield and remove 2 of our creatures here very easily with Judith on the battlefield. Down goes Topiary Panther, and they get a 2/2. Missed a land 2 turns in a row, which really hurt us here. Now, yeah, I mean, these make sense. It's just I do have out cold, which might be lethal now, depending on if they have shock or not. I guess that's lethal. So then tap this and this here. And then win. It looks like they overextended just a little bit. That was kind of a very aggressive attack. They put themselves dead to a removal spell, of which we had 2 there. So we'll take it. Okay, so I mentioned I really hate mulliganing, but this hand does stone cold nothing. Can't cast out cold. Fey Flight and Airtight Alibi do nothing. And Case of the Locked Hothouse does nothing. So unfortunately, I think we have to mulligan that one, and I just never go to 5, so I'm just not going to do it. And go ahead and throw away Forest, and off we go down a card. So we'll see if we can come back from that. Tunnel or Port? I think I'll do Tunnel, get a blue. I don't see myself needing to cast Cease and Desist necessarily. Nervous Gardener's fine. I'll keep that one. I can disguise that next turn. Alright, well, we're just going to lose to Cryptic Coat now, unfortunately. I guess we need to just cast Desist and kill the Cryptic Coat because this card is stupid and they played it on turn 3, so that's unfortunate. So let's go get a blue, I guess? Nah, I probably should have gotten a green because of the Bloomkin, but yeah, okay. 2 mana away from casting Desist on that Cryptic Coat, but we do have to make sure that they don't have 2 mana up when we do cast it. Okay. I'm not going to cast Case the Locked Hothouse here because I'm planning on desisting their coat. And that would destroy our own hothouse. So that just doesn't seem great to me. So I guess I'm flipping up Bloomkin here. It only turns into a 3/3, unfortunately, so it doesn't even kill that, but... Okay, so next turn we can cast Assist. We just have to really hope they don't hold up one in a blue, because that is my plan here. Okay. Take 6, and then cast Desist, I suppose. And I have a Killer Among Us coming as well. I'm probably just going to chump the Crocodile with a Nervous Gardener here, and the hard-hitting Question doesn't seem great right now. I could kill the Case File Auditor, but I don't think that's worth it. So pass the turn. I have so many cards in hand. I have never had Cease and Desist to be as good as it has in this draft. Alright, if they have another removal spell, we're just dead here. Yeah, alright, well, they got us, so, I mean... Can't say we exactly lost to Cryptic Coat, but that was a large portion of the reason why. Okay, we're first here, and if any of these were a green, this hand would be outstanding. We do have a Disguise Creature and a Surveillance Monitor. I'm going to keep it and know that there's a Forest on the top of our deck, so we're totally fine here. Everything will be just fine. I have consulted the Arena Shuffler prior to this game, and I am quite convinced that we're going to draw exactly our only other planes in the entire deck on turn 2. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But again, we're on the play, so at least we have a turn 3 play here. Well, that's a green source, just a little late. Also, notably, this is an artifact land. And cease and desist would also kill their land here. Let's see if they trade first. No. Now, do I play Surveillance Monitor with no other evidence here? I think I just need to get my mana underneath me and just play this and take the damage next turn. Get a green. Not do anything else. Be woefully mana inefficient here. Okay, at least now we can collect evidence with that. So next turn we can play Monitor and Hard-Hitting Question. But I don't think we want to do that. So instead we can do Tunnel Tipster and Alquist Prof. That's also pretty good. See what else they got here now. Case of the Trampled Garden, get a couple counters. Yeah. Okay, put on a 3/3 Menace now. That's probably a decent hard-hitting question target, except for the fact that they do have mana up, including Galvanize here. All right, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't go for hard-hitting question as long as they've got Galvanized mana, so... I could afford to take another hit from the Gorehound. I probably can't afford a hit from the... whatever the unknown disguise creature is. And the next turn I probably bury in the garden. Okay, well I'm gonna get a hit anyway, so I guess I can chump. It's not bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna prevent some damage here. And then now we've got double removal spell, which is gonna be good. So let's do Buried Enchanting. Well, last time I did this, it really didn't appreciate the way that I tapped. So we'll do this. Buried in the Garden, targeting that, getting rid of this, and then hard-hitting question here to here. And I do think I'm actually just gonna crack the clue. I know Alquist Prof wants clues on the battlefield, but we do have another one coming with Out Cold, more than likely. Red Herring, okay. do I block? Well, it was never presented with the choice. And a disguised creature. Alright, go ahead. Don't know what this could be. Well, it could be a lot of things. With as much mana as they have. It's a Nervous Gardener. That I don't care about. Had they attacked with it first, which I understand why they didn't. Had they done that, I probably wouldn't have blocked it. Just because it could have been anything. Ooh, hello there. Oh, it has hexproof from multi. That's okay. This is mono. No! Oh. Oh well, doesn't really matter. They're going to solve it either way. So we'll do this and this here. Resolves. And they're dead on board unless they have removal, so we'll see. Alright, that should do it. Okay. Got the win there. Splashing for Niv Mizzet with, interestingly, no guild cards on the battlefield. That's why the card isn't great. I mean, it's a 5 mana 6/6 flying trample, I think, which is fine, but it's hard to cast. Alright, on the draw again. Another, not necessarily awkward mana situation, but Escape Tunnel hasn't really been free in this deck. It's created for some strange opening plays, but we'll start with Maverick here. We're casting Escape Tunnel next turn, so I think we can just draw the Nervous Gardener. Not casting, but we're using this to get white. So I think we can get rid of the blue, keep the Gardener, draw that Escape Tunnel for white, play Hedge Whisper here. Homicide Investigator is good. So whenever one or more non-token creatures you control die, they investigate. A very slow deck, or slow game plan there, which our deck does very well against. That is a creature that will probably be a problem for us. I think I would like to get my mana situation more underneath me here, so I'm actually just going to cast this. Now we have 5 mana next turn, so I can just disguise the Gardener and flip it, or I could cast Buried in the Garden, crack a clue. Barbed Servitor. That's kind of annoying. Vindicator's nice, though. I guess I Buried in the Garden here, and again, set up my mana even more. Get rid of that Barbed Servitor. And probably just crack the clue here. A lot of great cards in hand, that's for sure. Oof, there's a great card too. Alright, Vindicator, you're going to have to do some serious work. Oh, now it's got Wither as well. Yeah, that's horrible. So we do this, and we have to flip it up next turn. So whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, if its toughness was less than 1, draw a card. So they're going to be drawing it several cards here, and I probably have to chump at least one of these, if not to just take 8. I would like to be able to flip up the Vindicator while also holding up Faith Light. I don't think that's going to work out for me, though. Okay, so now I have to double jump and they get to draw 2 cards here. Oh, that has Menace? Why does it have Menace? Take 8? They draw a card? Ugh. Alright, so we're just going to have to hope they don't have removal. That's basically our only plan here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do this and I guess this here. And again, just if they have removal, then we lose, but if they don't, we have protection. Notably, Murder doesn't do it, but Slice from Shadows does. So, terribly unfortunate. So it looks like we will lose this one to a case of bunch of rares here. Dog is having fun over there. Sorry about that. Alright, 1, 2, 3. I don't know what we could have to save us, but they are a little constrained on mana, but Massacre Girl doesn't really need a lot of help to be very, very good. Yep. We do not have a land. I mean, we don't have a removal. And honestly, not a lot of removal in the deck either. So, what can we do here? So, Alkus Proft can draw a good amount of cards. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could draw 5 cards. We could also try to have the Case of the Locked Hothouse get going here. I mean, we do solve it, and if it's ever going to be good, it's got to be right now. So now we have 4 mana. Ah, no, we tapped wrong, because now we do this, we have to use the other mana too? Okay, so pass the turn, and then see if there's anything we can do about Massacre Girl here. I guess we do have some sort of hexproof protection if we want to double block it. We could double block with these 2 creatures. It's got Menace. Oh, come on. Didn't do anything. Okay, yeah, that happens. The one time it was actually going to try to do something for me, destroy me. Okay, go ahead, I guess. And now we can draw like all of the cards with Alquist Prof if we want to, if they just don't do anything here. They are very constrained on mana. They just have such a bomb on the battlefield that it's a problem. Okay, so take 3, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Out cold isn't bad. Cease and desist gets rid of wrench, but that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to use out cold this turn. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana left over. So I can do Eavesdropper, Tunnel Tipster, I guess. Only 12 cards left in library, which is notable. Alright, they have their 5th mana. Can we go wide enough here? Undercity Eliminator. Jeez. Hello there, train. That one really wanted me to know that it's here. They've gotten rid of Vindicator too, right? Yeah, like we've used a lot of our best cards. Let's just make them recast this thing. Now their creatures don't have Wither, so we can go 1, 2, crack this, get in. Still have 4 mana, so sure. I think I'll just get rid of the 3/3. No, they'll take 7? Sure. I don't need Alibi or Fayflight as much anymore. So let's just do this. Surveil, or collect evidence 4. And we might have turned the corner against these couple of bomb rares here. Granted, we also had a couple of bomb rares, which is the case in the format, but here's Massacre Girl. Equip 4/4 Vigilance. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the air. I could have 9 in the air next turn with Fae Flight. I could have 10, 11 in the air next turn. Do I just have lethal somehow? Probably not. Well, let's see. So I've got 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all in the air unblockable. They would then block this, this, and this, and take 1. So yeah, it's not lethal. So no blocks. I can take 4. None of this has reach, so I can do this here. Go to combat, get him with the flyers, and I guess I could have cracked this and gotten in with the eavesdropper as well. But I think next turn we might have lethal here. I think I am just going to play around some funny business. Well, actually, I could just do this. It does have Wither, but it's not going to die. So, sure, it goes to 1. It becomes a 1/1 here. Sure. Okay. Alright, 5 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the air. So that's just lethal. Yeah. Okay. So we do this. And we do... Yeah, untap enchantment, it gains hexproof, it's suspected and no longer suspected. Yeah, I just want to make sure it didn't, like, lose flying or something stupid. Oof, man, tough game there, but we managed to beat Massacre Girl. Let's go. Alright, starting on the draw. Opponent has mulliganed, and we will keep it with Hedge Whisperer on 1, which hasn't really done a whole lot yet, but could be all we have going for us sometimes. And then Gardener on 3, flipping it on 4, disguising Vindicator as well. Well, not disguising it, undisguising it on 4. Looks like they might have Fanatical Strength here. Nope, just draw a card, gain 2 life, see if they can get out of their mana situation. And they did. Alright, and we're off. Kellen, great card. Not much I can do about Kellen at the moment. Vindicator will have to take care of that at some point. Here comes Kellen. This format just has so many bombs in it. Like, all of these cards are insane. But, I mean, I think what makes it feel less bomb heavy than other formats, in my opinion, is that, you know, we have some too. Like, I'm not going to deny that we also have some incredible cards. So, I think they kind of, like, match each other a little bit. Guess we have to continue just building out our... Oh, they have reasonable doubt here. Okay. Well, can't do anything about that. So, looks like Kellen's going to be suspect... Oh, repulsive mutation. That's even worse for us. I'll keep basically any lands here. Hard-hitting question. So next turn we flip up Vindicator and get rid of at least Kellen, maybe something else. And then we could hard-hitting question another thing the following turn. I don't know if I actually need that, though. Interaction's good, but... Yeah, I don't... I'd probably just rather hit lands with the case in the hand here. So we're taking at least 4 more. Really hope that they don't leave open mana again. Leaving open specifically a green. Wonder why. Alright, well, we're just gonna do this. What is that one trick? Does it give it reach too? I cannot remember the name of that trick. Okay, so I did just look it up, and it is get a leg up, +1/+1 for each creature you control, and gains reach. So, no attacks. Because that would give this be a 2/3 reach, and it would just block this. So, obviously not going to let that happen. Surveillance Monitor. And if they let us just hold up Feyflight here, that's going to be pretty good. Yeah, so we're just going to play this and hold up Feyflight. And now we've got hexproof protection for the Vindicator here. And we do know that they have hard-hitting, or no, the +X and reach trick. But we can use Out Cold in response to that trick, which would be pretty nice. I'd be happy to let them trade it for this, if they trade the trick for these 2 creatures here, or if they'll just let me trade. Okay, go to 12. Island wouldn't be a horrible draw. That would let me cast Out Cold and hold up Feyflight. That isn't great. What does this do? 4 mana? So 1, 2, 3, 4? That does still let us hold up Feyflight, but we have to tap our 5/5 to do it. So their trick is going to give +3/+3 in reach right now, which would make this a 6/6. If I make this a 5/3 and then it still would just trade. So that's not great. That was kind of dumb, because now I can't hold up Feyflight in addition to Out Cold. I was thinking about using Out Cold this turn, because we know they have that trick, and at some point they can just use it to kill us. So let's see how they attack here, I guess. Yeah, all this makes sense. Okay, no blocks. Very much like an island. That would let me double spell and solve the case here. Don't have 2 creatures. Okay, they didn't have 2 creatures. Yeah, I have no idea why I used the Hedge Whisper. Okay, there we go. So now we can effectively get in with Vindicator here, because the trick does not untap. We'll solve the case, and then have Cease and Desist up if we want. We've got Alibi Feyflight as protection. Here we go. Here comes Alibi. Make them pay the ward. Okay, resolves. No blocks. They do still have +4/+4 for the Thopter here. So let's do this. Get rid of these 2 cards here. Target myself. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. We can't attack with Vindicator because, again, we know that they have +4/+4, and we don't have removal for any of their creatures here. So, I guess we'll just play a Panther and then hold up Feyflight. At some point, this stupid Hedge Whisperer is probably just gonna have to chump something. knowing that they have get a leg up is a huge advantage for us in this game, but it makes you play Magic in a different kind of way. Like, this game would have been much different had we not known they had that card. Okay, so do I use protection to untap the Vindicator? The thing is, like, again, we're still not attacking with it. So do I give the Topiary Panther flying here? And then try to bait out their get a leg up somehow here? Vindicator staying tapped for a turn isn't the end of the world. Because again, we're not attacking or blocking with it. Like, it's kind of just sitting here. I think I will choose to trade their get a leg up for the Topiary Panther at this point. We know they have it. So let's do this and then just eat some damage over here. So they use get a leg up, eat our Panther. Oh, it gets +4/+4, so it becomes a 7 toughness creature. Which still trades. And then, yeah. So let's do this. Get that out of their hand. And then... oh, Fanatical Strength as well. I still think they have the get a leg up, though. Should I play that disguised? Probably so. It gives me more mana here. Can cast more creatures, potentially. 1, 2, 3... Okay, so we can't block this, and currently this is a 5-powered flyer, so according to what I think they have in hand. Oof. Okay, Glint Weaver, sure. Put it on the 2/1. How many cards are left in our deck? I can't even see. 12. There we go. That's okay. We should be able to survive that. A 4/3 and a 5/4. Makes sense. So we're probably Buried in the Garden, Glintweaver, so we can attack with Vindicator next turn here. So we're starting here. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Putting it here. Getting this. Casting this. Definitely attacking here. Play Surveillance Monitor. Collect Evidence 4. Play Tunnel Tipster and then maybe crack the escape tunnel. I don't know. I could crack the escape tunnel on like this thing and then undisguise it, and then it can't be blocked. So that's 6 power of unblockable. Leyline, so what does this even do? It just makes all their lands and permanents all colors. So do they have a case of the Shattered Pact, I guess? I'm not going to take any risks here. I'm just going to go ahead and jump. And it looks like they don't actually have Get a Leg Up, which is strange. I could have sworn that was something that they had. Guess it was just Fanatical Strength the whole time. Ooh, the Investigators might do it here. So let's see. Let's do this. It's gotta be lethal, right? Seven in the air. So they're at 7, and then I can hit them with 6 unblockable, and then, yeah, it's gotta be lethal somehow. Oh, I can't do unblockable anymore. Well, I can because of the tunnel tipster. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we do on this one. And then we go 1, da da da. So we know they're at least 1. And then they block, and then take the other 2, and that should do it. Man, what a game. That was intense there. We did manage to win. I played around a card I thought they had that turns out I guess they didn't. They kept up 1 green mana and had priority, and they played the whole game like they had it, which was kind of interesting, but you know, when you play around the fact that you know they have a combat trick, sometimes it can work out very well in your favor. All right, we're up first here with a Nervous Gardener. We have it at least on 3, and we've kept a lot of hands where our first play is a turn 3 morph, and I think that's just what I'm going to do again here. And then well, this is interesting now. So next turn we flip up Gardener and cast. They went this way, I guess. That's difficult to figure out exactly what to do there. I think it's good to get Gardener down sooner rather than later. So we'll go ahead and do this. Go and get... Oh. We could get Lush Portico. That's not bad. Would I rather that or a Plains? I'd probably rather this. So let's just get this. For some reason, with a basic land type. Okay. Hadn't even considered that. And then I do think we just play this, followed by this here, and get a blue and investigate. Now we have 6 mana next turn if we want it. And they missed a land drop. What would I rather get countered? I'd probably rather the surveillance monitor get countered here, so I'm going to go ahead and lead with that and have it get countered. And then crack the clue. And then next turn, I guess, play Panther and tap land. And they've missed 2 land drops at this point, so it's looking good for us. So let's hope they don't have another one here. Ugh, they have another one. Another No More Lies. What is this? Modern? Pioneer or whatever? Projector Inspector. Sure. Next turn we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, so we can... I probably want to play Alquist, Proft, and protect him with Fey Flight and not play Eavesdropper, which is not the most mana efficient thing to do, but this thing is a very, very powerful card. Because the next turn we could draw 6 cards or whatever. Oh, that's also really good. No, I need to play this, unfortunately. So I'll do this, and I'll play Eavesdropper here, get this going. Next turn we can start having the case online. And from here it should probably be pretty easy, I would think. Yeah, I'm good. I'll take 3. Surveillance monitor. Make a 1/1. We're getting to the point where we have so much mana that we could actually disguise our Aurelia's Vindicator and then flip it up with protection while also removing 2 or 3 creatures on their side. So, got rid of a repulsive mutation. Interesting. Nice little protection here. I don't think they're blocking here, which is why I'm attacking. Because I can still hold up Fey Flight, and then next turn, like, draw our whole deck or something. Surveillance, ooh, that's a nice little combo, I gotta admit. So they're gonna make 2 Thopters here. I haven't seen 2 surveillance monitors on the battlefield at the same time, but this should be interesting. Play a land. Bite down on crime. Oh, making more. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I don't know how we're going to push through all of this, but sure. I think I'll do this here. Probably get rid of their other surveillance monitor with hard-hitting question. And then I guess I do this Sphinx's Revelation for 4. I can do it at instant speed. I guess we have to start pushing through somehow here. Or do I just trade this off for Projector Inspector? No, I could do that. I could also try to eat it, because if I draw 2 cards, this does still get +1/+1 in Vigilance. So no attacks and the turn. And also, Desist could destroy all of their Thopters if I feel like I need to do that. But the thing is, it will destroy Faithlight, all of our clues, and the case as well, which is not that great for us. Forensic Researcher. Okay. Okay, so let's activate this for x equals 4 here. Go ahead and auto pay. Sack the clue. And there's the Vindicator. So I think I'm going to shuffle away the Airtight Alibi here. Which might not be right. I'd like to get rid of this Researcher. That is one of their ways to pump through here. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, so we can do this. We're going to get rid of, like, their whole board, basically. We do have to make sure we can kill them prior to decking. Don't have protection for Alquist Prof, but he's already gotten us 4 life and 4 extra cards here, so that's probably fine. Wait, oh, I just freaked out. It's like, where did our Aurelius Vindicator go? Found it. If they attack with 5 Thopters, I do think I'll block. I think they're just trying to push through some damage here. Oh, God. They have their own, I see. Well, yeah, that'll work. So we're taking 9 in the air now? Okay. That makes it tougher when they have one too. Okay. Can we get rid of everything? So we have to pay for ward. So this is going to cost 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We still have 2 mana left over. Could also just get rid of literally everything here. So X is going to equal 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we still have 1 mana left over to pay for ward here. Getting rid of all of their Thopters. Resolves. Pay the ward. And let's hope they don't have removal now too. Let's go ahead and just cast this thing. And if they've got removal, that's also pretty good. I guess actually what I should have done is also gotten like a cold... Oh, they do have removal. Should have gotten a cold case cracker out of my graveyard. Because I would have gotten it back in my hand after they did that. Because now they also have a Vindicator here, which is likely a huge problem for me. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 mana here. The only way I can see getting through this Vindicator after it flips, so they disguise it, they flip it up. They currently can only do this for X equals, well, 0 right now, unless they draw a land. So that's actually pretty good. So I guess we just push a bunch of damage here. And by a bunch I mean 7. And then again, they can only flip it up. If they draw an untapped land, they can flip it up for X equals 1 this turn exactly. But I still think they would probably die if they did that. So do they have a better answer here? It's not in these two cards, so it's got to be whatever they drew. They might also just be so tilted that we also had a Vindicator that they're roping us right now. I don't know. No, okay. Looks like Projector Inspector and a disguised Aurelia, I think. Alright, they didn't have anything. Vindicator v Vindicator, and ours came out on top that time. Alright, starting on the draw again, got tips drawn 2, and it's going to have to go a long way here. Mistway Spy, 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. Okay. So we'll play tips drawn 2 and probably disguise Vindicator on 3, and it's going to have to go a long way. Alright, they're playing the short game here. They're trying to kill us quickly, because these two cards have very good value if you disguise them first, which it doesn't look like they were interested in doing. Okay, Jaded Analyst, missed land drop. I think I'm just going to go ahead and be most mana efficient here now that we drew a 4-drop. It blocks 2 of their creatures very well. They're probably not going to be able to attack with the Analyst this turn. This can't be blocked, actually, so never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if we want it, but that doesn't change our maths, so I guess we're just going to go ahead and play the tap land here. It's a good card, and hope they don't have Reasonable Doubt. Okay, good. Okay, go ahead. Take 2 from Specialist, and I guess next turn we Buried in the Garden the Specialist. Alright, got a land drop. Because I'm not blocking it. Private Eye. So now do we trade this off and just garden the Private Eye? I think that's okay. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. Buried in the garden here. Get rid of Private Eye. And I can trade 3 points of damage for 1 point of damage at least one time here. So let's do this. Next turn we have flip up Vindicator and also hold up Alibi. But I don't know if we'll even want to do that. Let's see. See what they play. Inside Source. Well, maybe. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. We can do this for... Can't do this for any amount of mana and also hold up Airtight Alibi, but they're very mana screwed right now. So we could actually do this for X equals 3, which would be pretty good. So let's just do that. And this might just prompt a concession. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it would do. Well, Aurelia's Vindicator. Very good card, and today we went 7-1 with yet another version of blue-green splashing a couple of very, very powerful white cards. All the white cards we splashed were incredible. Buried in the Garden, Alquist, Proft, and Aurelia's Vindicator. I think this is our 9th or 10th trophy in the format with a 7-win deck here. This deck was a blast. It was very, very good, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.